Hey everybody, it's me, your favorite silver hedgehog. Well, I'm sure you have other favorite silver hedgehogs, but that's neither here nor there. I want to thank you guys for the 1,000 subscribers on this channel. You really made a fella feel special. If I'm gonna be honest, I'd be content with just this much. That being said, you guys really loved the video last time that I sent, the one with the, calming you guys down during, an anxiety attack episode. I just wanted to let you guys know that even though I'm not exactly qualified to talk about these things, my goal is more so to spread awareness of it, rather than actually provide actual health advice. I definitely recommend you guys go see a doctor or a therapist. It's pretty much the same kind of tone you would get with me. That being said, though, I thought I'd, basically just, elaborate further on anxiety. Now that we're basically calm in a state where we're no longer, in the moment of heightened anxiety, I should probably impart to you some of the stuff I know. Again, take what I say with a grain of salt, and most importantly, always be sure to talk to someone who you can trust about these sorts of things. They're your best friend, and they can definitely help you in that regard. That being said, let's get started. No need to bring out a notebook or pen or anything. This is all pretty standard stuff. So, basically put, I'm pretty sure you guys probably already know what anxiety is, So, but keep in mind, imagine I'm explaining it to someone who doesn't know for the first time. Always good to take deep breaths in and out. Okay. But that's more like in the situation if you're actually dealing with anxiety in the moment. What I'm about to describe is anxiety itself. Now, what is anxiety? Well, true anxiety is actually, that feeling you get when you're playing a competitive game? If you're playing an online match of Halo or an online match of anything, if you're playing Smash Brothers, if you're playing Smash Brothers and, or even like Sonic Team Racing or maybe like Mario Party, or maybe even just any game that's competitive, right? And you're so focused on winning, you don't care if you lose, but you're so focused on getting the job done that your senses are heightened, you're excited, you're energized. That's proper anxiety. That's what anxiety is supposed to be. But ever since, since the Industrial Revolution, people have started working more and more, people have been getting paid less, and I'm not necessarily entirely blaming the system for this. But basically put, people have been working more and putting more pressure on themselves, or pressure is being put onto them, what say have you. Point is, people are getting restless. And because of this, essentially the problem with that is, anxiety is now basically becoming more and more commonplace. It's actually become one of the more premier, mental illnesses that's happened. Because, anxiety is no longer anxiety as it should be. Right now, anxiety is so heightened it feels like, panic attacks, essentially, right? That's basically what it is. It's now gone to the point where it's we basically don't even register it as anxiety anymore. We just see it as a bad thing instead of the good thing it's supposed to do. It literally is supposed to make us more alert, more heightened, more aware, and definitely just more amped up. It's supposed to psych us up and stuff like that, right? That's real anxiety. The problem is, though, we basically overwork and stuff like that. Here's a good example. I once learned recently that ever since the Industrial Revolution, what happened was, before that, people would just, plant potatoes and farms and stuff like that, and they would sing and dance all day. There's really nothing wrong with a life like that. I mean, heck, take for example, Sonic once told me, in Green Hill Zone, or even in Scrap Brain Zone, well, maybe not Scrap Brain, before it became Scrap Brain Zone, basically any a couple of zones, before Eggman rolled in and decided to make a tyrannical empire regime thing, the reason why we fight for this planet is because, we worked hard to basically maintain a balanced steadiness of freedom, but at the same time not overbearance of work. And again, I don't mean to get too into the meat of it, of the political side of things. There's no political stuff here to worry about. But for anxiety as a whole, that's basically the reason why. And again, sorry, just had to suppress a cough there. basically take what I say with a grain of salt, like I say. It's not just being overworked and stuff like that, but I think it is one of the premier reasons. But I am trying to be more objective on the fact that anxiety is now overblown to the point where it's not even anxiety anymore. It's straight up just anxiety in a way that's not it should be. Anxiety is supposed to like enable us, make us feel more excited, more amped, more stoked. But because like something switched and now all of a sudden we're dealing with anxiety. Now, like all mental illnesses, unfortunately there is no cure. But that doesn't mean the problem is like permanent. Like, remember how I said last time, like our body's literally not designed to handle this kind of stress for prolonged periods of time? Our body's defense mechanism system literally cannot sustain that level of stress for too long, and it would damage itself. So that's why it allows itself to calm down on its own after prolonged periods. So it really is just more like in the moment you're stressed, but after a while it'll go away. That's basically how it works. And I mean like in the broader sense, it just makes sense. Anxiety is not designed to do that. So, now that you have a basic understanding of how it is, I don't really have a long-term solution how to fix it, but I know some strategies that can also help you in the future. So if you're feeling overwhelmed mentally or physically, if you're dealing with burnout or anything like that, what I do, and this helps a lot of other people too, it's not just me, you can do these sort of like miniature meditations in the moment. So for example, if you're thinking of if you're having anxiety in the moment, here's what I recommend you do. Obviously the breathing techniques help, but you also gotta play mental games in your head. So basically, try to imagine something you're very familiar with. An action figure, a video game, or something, an object or a picture, or even get the actual physical picture. Focus on that picture as much as you can. List all the details in your mind that you see. See, what I do is, I get like a picture frame of me and my buddies. Me, Luigi. Yoshi's there too. So is Waluigi. And Shadow. And Blaze, of course. Yeah, we're all there, basically, right? Oh, and Young Link. Yeah, he's there too. I see him. He's so small, I keep forgetting. People actually don't seem to think that me and sorry. I'm tired, guys, I'm sorry. But yeah, Young Link is actually smaller than me. That's actually kind of funny. But he thinks it's funny too, don't worry. But anyway, my point is, I point out every detail. I think of the tunic Link wears. I think of his belt. I list all the things I see in the picture on this picture frame. And it works for everything. It can work for a poster, a video game poster. I knew a friend of mine once where, many years ago when Sonic 3 and Knuckles came out, McDonald's had this little Happy Meal toy promotion. And what he would like to do is, whenever he was having an anxiety moment, he'd like to take a look at the advertisement picture, the square advertisement picture of that. And he would like to list out all the things he would see on there, which would be like he would see the star night sky in the background. It makes him think of summer. He'd like to look all the details and all that. It's like a stress-free thing to take care of. The point of this is that you list off the things you see on there, or things you can envision in your head if you don't have something readily available. You do this because it tricks your mind into being focused entirely on those. Because it literally is just about distracting your mind. That's all it is. And when it distracts your mind long enough, you basically just stop thinking about it. Your body immediately starts taking immediate focus of that. And it takes you out of the moment. Because how it works is it activates your fight or flight response. And it doesn't matter if the situation is stressful or not. Because, well, the thing is, it does. Obviously it matters to you. But that's my point. You know internally that what you're stressing out about isn't as stressful as compared to other things. But at the same time, though, that shouldn't take away from what it is that's bothering you in the first place. And it's out of your control, too. It's literally not your fault. And besides, it doesn't matter. Your body feels like it's real. It feels like a threat, when it shouldn't be. And you know this consciously. Your brain knows about this, but your body doesn't. And that's basically it. And basically, by extension, your mind and your body is literally a meshwork connection. Your mind and body is linked to a meshwork of oxygen that's pumping blood. Blood's got carrying oxygen to all your body parts that it needs to function. So by extension, by redirecting your mind, you're also redirecting your body into something. That's why these mental games are important. Now, another technique I learned is this also helps when I try to fall asleep. It also mental technique, these mental meditations also work like when you're done like playing games on PC or doing something high octane. Like just the other day, I recently beat like a Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Awesome game. And the thing is, it's like after I was done, I was getting ready for bed. My mind is still there. It's still thinking about it. Like the excitement, the adrenaline, the music, the high octane, the everything. But the thing is, what you need to do in that moment, it keeps you up, right? Excuse me. Sorry, everyone. I'm very burpy today. But in that moment, what you got to do is basically just it helps if I'm falling asleep, but it also helps the anxiety too. Instead of taking in things visually, because there could be a lot of things stimulating you right now, you close your eyes. And it helps if I'm in bed, okay? Imagine, I'll use the scenario I use when I'm trying to fall asleep, but just so you know, it's still applicable when you try to use it when you're dealing with things like anxiety in the long term, or even in the moment. So think of it like this. You close your eyes. You think of all the things you can feel through your skin, through anything in touch. The fabric on your clothes, the comfy pillow you're sleeping on, the bed sheets, like whether if your foot's asleep or not, like mine is right now. Sorry. The tingling sensation you feel on your fur, like when you feel like you need to scratch something, or just anything really. Just anything you can physically feel. List it off. Then after that, and once you're done with that, and you've exhausted all things, think of all the things you can smell. Sometimes not a whole lot, sometimes a whole lot. Now, here's my favorite part. List all the things you can hear. This could be anything from the rain outside like you hear right now, from like the ambience of cars, of birds chirping in the wind, if anyone has like the TV on downstairs, to even static and white noise or background noise, like laundry machines or static or something you can't really 100% identify or think of off the top of your head, or the hum of your PC. Just think of things, just start listing things off, things you can hear. That's all your senses. That's all you have to do, because what it does, it basically just distracts your mind long enough to not focus on the things you're stressed out about, because really, that's all the power a problem has over you. It literally is the fear that comes with it. But by eliminating the fear, you've basically already destroyed the problem itself, because basically the fear is the real problem that you have. And once you eliminate that fear, the negative emotions in the moment, you can think more clearly on the problem itself. And usually the problem you're dealing with is an easy answer. It might be hard sometimes, but you'll survive. You'll be okay. How you handle it, especially afterwards, humbly or not humbly, that is what determines your character, and that everything will be okay in the end. This might just be me. It might be a short-term solution, but I think the world would be a much better place if people told other people that you're going to be okay in the end. Like, everything is going to be okay. It can be true, it can't be true, but either way, you can't hold on to that. In the moment, you need to make people feel happy. Then you'll realize that it'll make you feel happy too. So that's like one technique I think of that can help combat anxiety. And it also definitely helps you if you have like inner monologues in your head. This is more like for people who think too much, like myself. But if you do that, that'll help essentially. Just think things a lot through in your head. Just like having monologues or think of it as like, this is another thing that helps me. I like to imagine there's a narrator in my life, like my life's a book, and the narrator is like narrating my life. That'd be cool. I'd like that. So that's like a couple of things I've thought of, like how to deal with anxiety and stuff like that. Also, like I highly recommend that if you see someone that is struggling with anxiety, don't overreact or don't tell them to calm down. Well, that's pretty obvious. I'm pretty sure that most of you who come here definitely want to get away from people that say, oh, just calm down. That's not going to help. That just makes it worse. But it's not that they don't want to help you. It's just they're uneducated. But sometimes that can hurt more. But in any case, my suggestion is this. If in the future and someone's like stressing out, tell them that, and I'm pretty sure I said this in the last video, but tell them to cry or be as stressed as much as they need to be. And that's okay, it's completely normal. And nobody thinks less of them. And ask them like questions like, how would you feel if your anxiety just went away, like right now, like right this instant? Something as simple as that to get their mind off of it. Because that's the neat thing about the mind. You can trick it into doing whatever you want, but you gotta be subtle about it. I also recommend that if you're talking to someone like that about their anxiety, definitely don't use accusative or judgmental language, or don't make a reaction that seems sudden or shows revulsion or disgust or surprise or shock, because that's gonna make it feel worse. If you're in control of yourself and your own reactions to things, you'll definitely make a positive impact on them, and that'll make them want to listen or talk to you. So yeah, there's that, and there's a bunch of other techniques I learned, but I might have to save them for another day in the future. I hate to say goodbye right now, folks, but I have to go. I've got responsibilities, you know? I've got life to live. And if you guys want more, which I know you do, I have an idea. You guys can, judging by how many people will respond to the comments, if I made a Q&A video, where you ask me, Silver some questions, Silver the Hedgehog questionnaire, Q&A, how many of you guys would like that? And the more response I get in the comments and all that, I would definitely be able to, want to do that at some point. Make a video where I write down all the comments, and I just copy them, and I'll answer them. But keep in mind, though, if I were to do that, I would make sure I wouldn't use your names, because, well, in good intentions or not, I don't want people to, follow that person or attack that person online, even if their comment is, a harmless one, too, Because that's the state of the internet. I want to protect you guys. But, yeah, if you guys were, if you guys want to do that, I'd be honored, completely. This is Silver the Hedgehog, signing out. Adios, amigos. Okay, I can't say that. Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog. Oh, wait a minute. Shadow's, I forgot, he's fine. Alright, bye-bye, everyone. Peace.